Breaking news this hour, and the International Criminal Court in The Hague has issued arrest warrants for the Prime Minister of Israel as well as the former Defence Minister Yoav Gallant, and also issued an arrest warrant for Hamas leader Diab al-Masri. Let's speak to Yossi Beilin now, who's a former Israeli Justice Minister and initiator of the Oslo peace process in the early 1990s, joining us from Tel Aviv. What is your reaction to this news of the ICC issuing arrest warrants for Prime Minister Netanyahu and former Defence Minister Gallant, and how is it received in Israel?
Okay. Well, unlike Marwan Bishara, I'm far from being happy. It's a very sad day for me that my prime minister is indicted by the ICC. I did not think that we will get to this point in history, especially because the gates of hell were opened by Hamas on the 7th of October with the crazy, cruel massacre of Israelis. And to believe that eventually we will find ourselves indicted by the ICC, while on the other side they indicted a dead person. I mean, I don't understand how come that you indict a dead person, but this was the decision of the court.
Perhaps also because Israel has eliminated most of Hamas's leadership, so there was maybe no one else to indict on that side.
Yeah, they have some leaders there, but it is really imbalanced. What I can tell you is that I listened to Mr. Bishara, and he said Gallant should go to The Hague, and you know what? I'm not sure that he is wrong. I would suggest Gallant, the former Defence Minister of Israel, to consider this option. It's not a simple one, and maybe the court is there, is imbalanced and whatever. But this is an opportunity to present the case of Israel from the 7th of October, the babies who were hostages, old people over 80, crazy the decision of Hamas, the beheading people there.
Right, but how does,
this was not collateral damage, and I believe that it is an. Sorry?
But I'm sorry to interrupt you, because the beheading and all that, time and time again, we've talked about it, and there has been no proof of that.
Yeah, it's boring. It's boring. I'm sorry, it is boring, but this
I'm not saying it's boring
facts.
at all. It's not boring. It's factually wrong. We haven't seen proof of babies being beheaded and so on. That has come solely from Israel.
You did see them.
Okay.
Not personally, perhaps, but it was shown.
Okay, let me ask you, Mr. Beilin, how then does Israel, if he decides to go, Mr. Gallant, how does Israel defend itself for killing over 40,000 civilians, women, children, the majority of them in the Gaza Strip over the past 40 years? We have seen those pictures, not the dead babies, but we have seen the pictures of civilians being killed, civilians being starved in the Gaza Strip. How does Israel justify that?
Well, I'm not his lawyer, and I believe that Israel has a strong case. I know that it is not easy. And the fact that people were killed, and among them not only Hamas warriors, but also civilians, is something which breaks my heart. But then to portray Israel as the villain of this story, why the Palestinians were the victims, it is not the exact story. I believe that Israel has much to say, and that Gallant has much to say. I'm not saying that Israel did not make mistakes and whatever, but I think that it is an opportunity.
Killing a few dozen civilians may be a mistake, but 40,000.
I'm not his lawyer. Don't argue with me, please, about the case exactly. I think that he has a very serious case to present. He may be acquitted, maybe not. It's not simple for him. But I think that the challenge of Gallant going to The Hague is not a joke. Is not a joke. He should take it very seriously.
How is this going to resonate in Israel, Israeli public opinion, this news that their leader is today facing arrest?
I mean, it is very simple. I mean, the average Israeli will see it that as part of the whole world is against us. And here again, it is just proving that the world doesn't want to listen to us. I don't think that there will be any serious reaction which will say, oh, if the Prime Minister and the Defence Minister are indicted, maybe they should be indicted. I don't think so.
And what will this mean for the war in Gaza and Israel's plan for the Gaza Strip? What is Israel's plan for the Gaza Strip today?
You are asking me a very difficult question. I really don't know.
Okay, well, thank you so much for speaking to us, Mr. Beilin, Yossi Beilin, former Israeli Justice Minister, joining us from Tel Aviv. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.